Hello, um, all of you lovely attendees that joined us today. So I want to go ahead and get started and give you a chance. So even though this says we're going to get started in a minute, let's go ahead and get started now. So I've got a few QR codes here on the screen, and you may have seen an email pop up yesterday with a few items to get ready and prepared to be involved and engaged during this presentation. So if you scan your QR code, or if you pull out your cell phone and scan the QR code and download the Kai Viewer app, it's going to be really fun and engaging for you to get involved during this session. And if something on the screen is blocking your QR code, like it is on my screen, you could just go to your App Store or the Google Play Store and type in the Kai's Clan Virtual Viewer and download it from there. All right, so
I think Brianna's also chatted it in the chat to everyone. So
yep. So Brianna's going to be hanging out in the chat. So since we mentioned Brianna, for those of you that have not joined us before, so Brianna Kua is our Director of Marketing and Brand Communications for Maker Maven. So all of the great social media posts that you see, all of the wonderful work that you're going to see here on the webinar, our newsletters, our STEM challenges, that is 100% Brianna, and we can't do it without her. My name is Matt Garcia. I am co-owner and co-founder of Maker Maven, along with my wife, Jamie, who is not with us currently during this session. We've been doing this and involved in STEM education since back in April of 2016. So we've really focused on trying to help all of our educators across all different age levels, and no matter what your position is at your school or your district, really to instill STEM and STEAM learning with your students and your fellow educators. So a few housekeeping rules that we're going to go over really quick here. If you haven't joined us before, we want this to be really interactive. We want you to be involved. We want you to ask questions. If you have any ideas, we want you to throw those in the chat. So just make sure before you hit send on your chat that your little caret is linked to say all panelists and all attendees, so we can get a good conversation going between the presenters and as well as the rest of the attendees, your fellow educators. If you have any other more in-depth questions, whether it's pricing, certain lesson plans, or anything like that, we do have the Q&A function available for you. So just go ahead and type that in the Q&A section, and we'll go ahead and answer that after the main part of the presentation. Now, if you have seen or registered from any of our social media posts or newsletters, that we are going to be doing a great giveaway. So on those posts, it did say for a minimum of 50 attendees, we were going to be giving away a Kai's Clan start pack. So I don't know if we're going to get to that 50 attendee mark, but Bruce and Ronel were so courteous to say, you know what? No matter how many attendees we get today, we're still going to go ahead and give our attendees a chance to win that start pack. So thank you so much, Bruce and Ronel. And the way you're going to enter to win during this presentation is via social media. And if you don't have social media, go ahead and type it in the chat, and we'll make sure we enter your name into the drawing. But we want you to live tweet, live post on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're at Maker_Maven. And you're also going to want to tag Kai's Clan on all of your posts as well to be considered a valid entry. And anybody that enters the chat, or excuse me, not the chat, but the drawing, we're going to be putting all the names of all the entrants into a random number generator, or in this case, a random name generator. And then from there, we're going to jumble up all the names and select one out of the virtual hat. And that will be our winner. And we will announce that near the end of the presentation as well. So again, make sure you tag at Maker_Maven or at Kai's_Clan. So without further ado, I want to introduce our guest today, our first returning guest from our 2020 webinar series. We have Bruce Jackson, the inventor and founder of Kai's Clan, as well as Ronel excuse me, Ronel Schodt, education manager and sales for Kai's Clan. So thank you both so much for returning and joining us again today. And I know you have some new fun things to share with us that we didn't have available the last time we met on here. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And yeah, in the chat, please let us know, where are you coming from? Because we're coming from upside down land in New Zealand, where sheep roam free, and technology is rife. So let's get cracking.
Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick PowerPoint. We'll try not to have boring PowerPoints. No sleeping. We'll have it quick, and then we're actually going to go over and do a live demo. And if you would like to code either Blockly or Python, one of these cute little robots, put your name in the chat room and we can add you as a student. So what are we going to do? We're going to say, what is Kai's Clan? Exciting. We're going to talk a little bit about distance and hybrid learning. We're going to look at a specific lesson here. And then please, question and answers, not at the end, all the way through. So over to you, Bruce.
So thanks, Matt and Brianna, for having us today. It's great to be back, and it's great to show you some new things. So why and where did Kai's Clan come from? So in New Zealand, Kai is food, and food is knowledge. And with the AI element of it, we need to start getting our children, as well as my son here, into the depths of technology, STEM, and coding. And this is just not a little yellow robot that you might think it is. This is so much more than this yellow robot. So yeah, and I hope you enjoy.
And I think it's important what we are doing is we need to prepare our students, our kids, so that they are ready for this industrial revolution. We really need to make sure that they can code, program, data analyzing, all those kind of things. It needs to happen now. It's not anything, coding is for the future. AI is the future. It's happening right now.
And we need that to start from a very easy point of entry for both you as a teacher and also the students. So we can get on the first rung of the ladder and carry on climbing, and having one product in your classroom that you can really go far with. So let's have a look at it. So it's a toolbox, just like a regular toolbox is, and you can see here there's a lot of things that and some of these you might recognize, some of them you might have no idea. That doesn't matter, because we can get you on that ladder. So yeah, let's get started.
Right, so we have done a lot of research, speaking to teachers, speaking to students, and we saw there was a need, but we wanted to build something that actually the teachers want, that the teachers will use. So the first thing that came up, they needed lesson plans. Teachers, you are so busy, that curriculum is so jam-packed. And if we can make it easier, that's what we're trying to do. So there's integrated lesson plans, students and teachers. It's cross-curricular, especially in the primary school or elementary school. We want you to use it in English. Let's do storytelling. We want you to do a bit of science experiments. We want you to do some digital technology. So it's really cross-curricular. Real-time collaboration. So this is probably the most unique thing. So today you'll be able to code this robot that is actually sitting here in New Zealand, and you'll be able to move him around. So
if you've used B-bots, and this kind of guy looks like a little minion, if you've used B-bots before, this is like B-bots, but it's kind of B-bots on steroids. It means that this little guy is connected to the internet. And this means that you can code not just with other students, and but you can also do it over the internet and compete with other schools. So it's a lot of fun.
We are working on ISTE standards for students, so that's a big task. And it's an online multiplayer platform. So you can, as long as you've got a browser, you can use your Chromebook, your iPad, your desktop, anywhere students can join and they can code their robots. And there's actually also multiplayer gaming. So we'll show you some multiplayer lessons as well. And then the big fun bit, it's virtual worlds. So these little mats that you can see here, you may not see it, but there's a virtual world sitting on top here. And here is one of our gifted teachers, and we'll have a listen to see. So if you don't believe us, maybe listen to her.
Oh, what happened to her?
Click, click.
Click.
I'm Alicia Verwee. I'm at Westside Elementary in Picayune, Mississippi. I teach gifted education, 2nd through 6th grade. My students do a lot of coding and robotics as part of our creative problem solving. The reason that I chose Kai's Clan is the versatility and the wide variety of the problem solving. Also the real world integration. So it gives the students the motivation to actually stick with the project, stick with the task, being able to see the real, look like I'm on Mars, look like I'm in a factory and actually doing something rather than just coding and a robot moving.
Cool. So, hybrid and distance learning, we're living in a very, very strange world at the moment. So we have to adapt. And I mean, I think, most countries have adapted really, really well. But I don't think there's any other robot that you can actually physically code over the internet, have these virtual worlds. So yeah, I think Kai's Clan has got some groundbreaking technology here. So in our picture, you can see the picture on the right. It's sort of a classroom without kids, but the teacher is there and they switch on all their robots and then the students can just log in and code. On the left-hand side, there's a Zoom conference going on. And then obviously we still have our kids that go into the schools.
Yeah, so that's that's very unique of Kai's Clan. Is that top photograph? It looks like a ghost town, but really there's a lot happening in the background. The kids are actually at home coding the little robots on the mats that are there in the classroom. So quite unique. On the left-hand side here, you can see kids doing different things. The one girl is on the mat and she's moving objects around, and other boys are like using the code blocks. The girls using an iPad and viewing the virtual worlds. So if you've got the links, I think Brianna's chatted them in the chat to install the virtual viewer. And we're going to be looking at our Amazon warehouse simulation a little bit later. So here you can see what we're going to present is the warehouse, and here you can see the robot is acting as the Mars rover. This is our warehouse augmented view. Here you can see the spaceship going over. So this is the app that you're going to be installing, and hopefully you've managed to do that. I saw one person's driving in the car. I wouldn't suggest having an augmented view. We're not there yet. So, but just like, you're driving in your car or you're coding a robot, it's quite boring actually saying to a robot, hey, move forward, move left. I mean, it's giving very good basic principles, but it's nice when we can actually portray that in a virtual sense. So instead of like, move left, move right, I'm like moving and I see a horse and I see a hot air balloon. So the real robots and the virtual worlds are lined up like a ham sandwich. I don't know. So you got like a layer of virtual ham and the physical layer as well. So I don't want to spend too much time on sensors, but if anyone has used sensors in their classroom, please put your hands up in the chat. It's always good to get that feedback from you if you have done it. But in this this example here, you can see this very sad plant on a hot summer's day in New Zealand. It's looking a bit dry, but here we've got a moisture level sensor sitting in the pot plant and a water pump in the glass. And these two simple lines of code says if Robot 5's moisture sensor is less than 20%, then turn on the water pump. So this is how we can start getting very, basic with Kai's Clan. So if you've used sensors before, like a BBC microbit, which we also support, and you can put the microbit onto the internet with Kai's Clan, and Python coding. So you can start basic and work your way up. So the virtual avatars or virtual actors that I was talking about earlier. So when you code this little guy to move around, his virtual character is aligned and moving as well. And we'll show you that in the demo if you've got that app installed. So yes, you can use Minecraft, you can use Tinkercad, or you can use our library of over 100,000, not 100,000, about 1,000 predefined characters that we've got loaded already to use.
I really like that. So I can have a creeper. I think we need to have a creeper battle and see, which creeper is going to win. I'm a big fan of Minecraft. Minecraft education is a really, really good tool. But if you don't use Minecraft or Tinkercad, all of the maths come with their sort of default characters as well. So don't worry, if you haven't done that yet and you're just starting out, you can still use Kai's Clan. So obviously, working hard on curriculum alignment. The States is really tricky because you've got so many different standards in each state and things. So we are working through that. So we've got about 60 lessons. Again, like I said, cross-curricular, and we do want to make sure that we cover social studies, maybe with the planets and, Mars, literacy. We want to also tackle these real world problems. So you'll see in our lessons, we've got fire rescue, we've got COVID, so try and teach students about that. The lesson plans, there's a lesson plan for the teacher and the student. And then once you've done all these lessons and you still want to do some more, you can go and create your own project. So often what we find, teachers do the lessons and then they do sort of an assessment. And that's how they can then judge and see how the kids have done. So here, Kai's Clan is aimed at 7 to 15 years of age. So we've got junior, intermediate, expert lessons. So it just depends what level you are. And then you'll see these little pinky purpley blocks. Those are sort of the lesson plans that students can follow, teachers can suggest, and then they can go and do the lessons. So on onboarding, we obviously work really closely with Matt and Brianna. Any school that purchase a kit, we will help you set up. We do a lot of free online training.
So that means that if you purchase a Kai's Clan kit, we will hold your hand and actually help you get up and running. And this is all included in the price. There's no subscription costs at all. And I think Matt can share the pricing with you later. But we will actually help you get up, set up, running, and we have 10 levels of certification. And that's all free included in the product.
And then if you want to go and have some fun, there's some YouTube channels, which yours truly, Bruce, is presenting. It's actually a lot of fun. So yeah, go and check them out. So we wanted to fly high with Kai. Oh, it's actually a bird. Rockets fly high. Anyway, we fly high with Kai. So we really wanted to create this low floor with a very, very high ceiling, so that even if you've never coded before, it comes with some coding cards. So it will show you how to spin, how to move forward, how to turn around. And all these cards have also got little digital lessons online. So it's aimed elementary, middle, high school. And you'll say like this robot, maybe high schools, maybe it looks a little bit too young. While the data and stuff that you can get from these babies, the sensors, you can certainly use it in high school. And then we've got the block list. So our new feature is Python, but you will see, Bruce will show you, we've done sort of a, I don't know what's it called, a translingual cross-section from Blockly to Python.
Yeah, I think with when we started developing Kai's Clan, we didn't design this as a consumer product. So we designed this as an educator's product. And that meant we had to go to teachers and ask them how, what do they want? How can it work best in the classroom? And the one big thing that came across was that it's very difficult to transition from a block-based simple coding to a complex language like Python. So what we looked at is how can we transcode or translate from one language to another. So if you're speaking French and English, it's okay, you can quite easily, start learning words. But when you're going from one programming language to another, it can be tricky. But as we'll show you in the demo, it's very, very easy.
And then we've got some competitions coming. So, we're really, really excited. This will be a chess challenge. So if your school does chess or anything, please, stay tuned. We're going to do a Mars space race. So there's lots of fun that you can have with Kai. So the chess challenge, here's just a little promo of what's coming this fall. So it's not live yet, but Bruce, checkmate.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing with Kai's Clan. Like what I said at the beginning, it's a toolbox, and you really choose, what you want to use the product for in your classroom.
So just quick, sort of really at the end now, some of our qualifiers, common sense. We got a nice little rating there. We also got the topic for learning at ISTE. And then we've got some influencers. These people are really important. And just like you as teachers, after this, go to Twitter, go share, you hear that all the time.
That's it.
Because if you want to win that kit, you have to enter, you have to take a picture, do something, mention the word Kai's Clan, Maker Maven, otherwise you're not going to win that kit.
Donnelly here.
Let's just skip a slide. So if you take a screen grab of that and put that on Twitter, I'll play this a couple of times. If you can catch that, you get another entry into the draw. So I'll do that again. Get ready. Snapshot. Share that on Twitter one more time. You tweet that out. We're going to be giving away nearly $1,000 of Kai's Clan kit here. So here we go. Okay, so what slide were we on?
Right, next. Oh, we'll skip Jamie. I want to get into coding. Come on, this is more fun.
Okay.
Right.
So I think we've already shared this. Brianna can share out the links in the chat again. If you've got the app installed already. If you do have the app installed, fantastic. What we're going to do is we're going to be scanning this mat. So I'm going to give you the classroom code to do that. So let me share my screen.
So what you'll do is you'll see when you open the app, you're going to choose a warehouse mat. And then it's going to
This was
ask
Mars
you
demo.
for, that's okay. They're going to ask you for a classroom code, and the classroom code is that FSPFPB. Does that sound the same in any, with our funny accent?
So yeah, with the app, select warehouse and scan this QR code.
And then you'll see what's happening right here. So I think the next step is let's show them some AR.
If you wouldn't mind putting in the chat if you've managed to get this going, it'd be good to get that feedback, please. Please. Okay, let's see what we got in the chat. I'm in. Cool. Well done. Well done. So what you're looking at is you're looking at robots that are sitting in New Zealand on a mat. And as we move these robots around, you're going to be seeing that in the virtual world. So I will put this virtual world for people that are driving.
Don't.
For people that are driving. So here you can see our mat view with an iPad on it. I've got this Amazon warehouse robot, and this has been assigned to student Yvonne. And if Yvonne was coding a robot, you'd see that driving around. So this is the virtual view, and this virtual view is tied with the physical robots. Here you can see some steaming hot lollies, and the challenge in this lesson is for the kids to go and move the lollies that are too hot from the storage department and move them to another area for refrigeration. And this is one of our lesson plans.
But what about, that's the 3D view. So let's see what it looks like. You worked so hard to tidy up the office. So when we show AR today, that it's not really a bad office look. So let's show some AR.
Okay,
right.
So we'll show you our iPad.
See, it's pretty clean. Okay, here we go. This is AR.
You've got to share the iPad.
Oh, that's true. Okay, can people see it now?
Yeah.
Right. So
that's the mat view, and there is the iPad view. So this is augmented reality. And what you're watching is if Ronel moves over to the road, you can see my little robot as I'm moving my hand around, whether you've got it on your phone or you can see it on an iPad. There we go. So as we drive around that robot, we'll see the virtual. So the virtual and the physical are attached. So there you go again. So that's a very simple way of doing it. And now let's show you some coding. Are there any questions that anyone has? Have we completely blown you away or confused you?
Right.
Where there's confusion, there's room to learn. So.
Hey, as long as we're always learning, hey.
So I think what we do for the lesson we're going to do is we actually, so if you want to actually join in and just go and have a look, maybe we can just put it in the chat. You can go to app.com. This was Bruce saying to me, no, Ronel. But if you want to, app.kaisclan.ai. And then later on, you can register as a teacher and you can go and have a look around. If you go to our website, there's actually some teacher little lessons that even if you don't have a robot, you can learn more about it.
Okay, but the first question somebody's going to say is, how do I code a robot to move around? So let's keep things very, very simple to begin with. And remember, Kai's Clan, you can go very far with it. So here we've got some students, and we can see Brianna's got robot number 4. As a teacher account, I can see where all the robots are on the mat, because with Kai's Clan we use these mats, and the robots.
This mat is about 80 centimeters. Sorry, I don't know what it's in inches. 3.5 foot, something like
Yeah,
that.
3.5 feet. So to code a robot, all you do is you just drag and drop these blocks, and it says here, robot 4, Brianna, move forward, and let's put in 20. And maybe I want the grippers to be open, and then I want the grippers to close at the end. So we'll just copy that and duplicate it. Maybe we wanted to play a sound. Let's play a song. Let's play The Simpsons. So robot 4, now in the video, you should be able to see that robot 4, I've just placed them in the center of the mat there. And when I click run, you'll see now that robot 4's grippers will open. There we go. So you can see that. And he's moving forward. He's closing his grippers.
Okay, let's stick with, I don't think we should take up singing. And these gripper bars is really important because here we've got a little thing that you can pick up a little parcel, and in there is a chocolate hidden. So it's a really fun way of teaching kids. So you can go and add a little QR code, put it on the mat, and you know, that can be anything. It can be a little storage pod. What we've done is we made it lollies, and we made them really hot because that's what the lesson plan says. But before we go to the lesson plan, Bruce, what else? We're on a mat with coordinates. Can we use that?
So if I click on my robot, I can see the position, the X and Y. So fantastic for mathematics, the position. And I can also see the temperature as well. Now this is a real temperature of the robot. So because we can also use sensors with the robots as well. So here I've got a temperature sensor on the back of the robot. And this is our real physical temperature. I can also change my character. Maybe I want to be
I want to be the tiger.
A tiger. So what the kids can do is design their own robot actors and then assign those actors as, say, robot 4. So let's do that. And
so Brianna, you becoming a tiger.
Tiger. So where's robot 4?
There
we go. So there's Brianna now is a tiger. So the kids are not just coding robots. They can also code the virtual world. So let's play an effect. And what should we do?
Sparkles.
And we can have a purple sparkle on robot 4. We've got so much stuff going on here. Let's just close some windows when it's idle. And if we run that, you'll see that the virtual code is running on Brianna's robot, which is a virtual character physical. Sounds quite strange.
Yeah, I mean, a tiger in a warehouse, everybody takes cover, but we would, you know, design like a warehouse forklift or trucks or things like that. We do not let tigers or roam free. But yeah, they can do whatever they do. But a really good thing as well is the student management page. Because this is where you actually upload, if Bruce can come to our student management page, this is where you upload your students and then you allocate the robot to them, because only one student can drive one robot. They could interact with all the other robots, but they drive their robots. So then if, you know, the student gets a bit stuck, you can actually take remote access on that coding page and go and help the students and solve their problems. So we really want to make it simple for teachers to get on.
And the students can be anywhere on the internet. Oh, just hold on. We just had a tsunami alert. This is a beach in Monroe, Auckland, due to the 8 p.m.
This is a beach in the tsunami coastal areas.
Oh, shit. Sorry, we've just had a tsunami, a real earthquake, tsunami alert.
Well, hopefully we'll just check that somebody else keeps us in the loop if we need to.
Ronel, just go and
Right.
check.
Yes, definitely do whatever you need to do to be safe. We can always jump on again at another
We'll just
time.
get somebody to listen to the radio. Somebody's listening to the radio, so they'll let us know. Oh, that sent shivers up my skin there. Yeah, so with Kai's clan, sorry, that's knocked my socks off.
Okay, we're back in students. Come on, we can quickly get rid of some Kai's clan things in case we don't get this. So student management, you can print out the student logins, and you can be anywhere. I think that's where you're coming from. You know, you just log in, and then you can code your robot, add effects, add speech bubbles. You can do language teaching because of the speech bubble. You can, for example, if you want to do Spanish, you can say, what is a tiger in Spanish? And they have to add that to their little speech bubble when they can. So just like here, you can see hello world. We can say, today we're doing English or storytelling, and you know, what is the tiger in Spanish? And then they can write it and communicate. Okay, so you'll see we've got newbie blocks, so it's very simple. Expert, we still haven't done some map coordinates. I think that's the next step. You know, you can do free movement, move forward, left turn, you know, all that. But on our mats, we can teach in the X, Y, and we've also got artificial intelligence blocks. How does that work, Bruce?
Well, yeah, getting kids ready for AI, because I'm a firm believer that every McDonald's in the next 2 or 3 years will be fully autonomous, fully automated, because any repetitive task these days can be, copied. Yeah. So here we go. So robot 4 moved to a position of 45 on the mat. So again, coordinates. But what about the lesson plans for now?
Okay, I think that's really important. So we can show you this. So when you go onto projects, you go to Kai's projects. So click Kai's projects, and here you'll see all the different mats. So today we've got a warehouse mat. So we click on the warehouse mat, and it's going to load different lessons. So we're going to sort of tackle a little bit of an intermediate lesson, which is at the top. So let's look at that temperature management lesson. It's still juniors. It is not that complicated. So let's do. So you'll see two.
I think it's very complicated for juniors.
I think if you look at it, we've got 2 roles. We've got the temperature person. So all he's going to do is check what is the what's the temperature? And then we've got the second robot, and he's going to move the lollies out.
Yeah, that sounds complicated to me.
Okay, so let's go to the lesson plan. Open up the lesson plan. Let me just talk.
So let's see what's for me as a student. What do I need to do? So there's within Kai's clan, the lesson plan is there. We've got the student page. Are you all right?
Yeah, sorry, swallowed something.
Not just a tsunami, but
But here, there you can see, what will we learn? So we'll learn how to add a sensor. It's about collaboration. We're going to do map movement. We're going to use an onboard. Sorry, Bruce, can you just go down?
This is complicated.
But it tells the teacher step by step, and we're using basic logic. So it is really not, it's a 45-minute lesson, and we actually just,
how many students can be in a class? Can you have more than 1 classes? Yes, yes, and yes. So you can have up to 30 students in a class. You wouldn't have 30 robots. If you did, it's not a problem. You can have half of those students with robots on their desks, so you don't have to be using the mats. You can have multiple classrooms. you can, yeah, so there's no subscription cost with Kai's Clan. So there's no like limit to what you can do. We've got schools that verse other schools at a particular time. Because it's on the internet, you can actually share out, just like you guys have got the virtual viewer. You end up watching what the kids have done at a particular time. So it's a live system. So anything that happens is in real time as well.
And, you know, we know primary school, elementary schools, we did the New Zealand space race. And actually it was elementary, middle school and high school. And the winning school was actually an elementary school. And this was judged not by us, it was judged by one of the NASA ambassadors. And they managed to use a sensor. And really smart, because they had a Mars mat and they had to see on the ice, there's like an ice patch on the Mars, and they wanted to test what was the temperature. So physically, they actually put an ice block on there, had the temperature sensor robot driving up to it, leave it there, and then they could actually see what was that temperature and do a graph.
It's good to hear that Laurie got home. Matt, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say, since Lori just popped in and she's going to be getting on the virtual viewer, are we able to pop that QR code back on so she can join the class?
Absolutely.
Oh, yep. I think we've got this is the classroom QR code. I think Brianna's shared the link to install the app for a phone. So that's the Kai's virtual viewer in the App Store. But this is the classroom code. Sorry, I was holding my mouse over it.
So Laurie, just flick us, you know, in the chat where we are. Okay, so we can close.
Boy, you talk a lot, Ronel.
Okay, so code. Yeah, my challenge, Bruce Jackson. Would you like this chocolate? Because I know Matt is really hungry.
Starving.
And I think on behalf of Matt, can you go and pick up this and take it to the shipping area, because the crane will come and get it.
Ah, I can do that. Okay, this is much easier than the lesson plan you suggested.
That is the beauty about the lesson plans as well. It doesn't matter how you actually.
So let's just break. You're talking too much. Let's break this down. Break this down. You want robot 4 to pick up 114, which is the chocolate.
Correct.
And take it where?
To the storage, to the shipping. Can you see the crane? There's a crane on the mat. He's going to come and pick it up.
Okay. So robot 4 to that area, and then take that to the shipping zone. Okay, the shipping zone is at X859. Okay, so let me process this in my simple brain. Mat movement. And I want to move to the crate. So the crate I can see is at 4228. 4228. So I need to move there. I need to open my grippers first.
And this is really good, walking through it logically.
And then once I'm there, I need to close my grippers. So walk there, open my grippers, walk there, close my grippers, grab it, and then I need to take it back. Anyone can help me, please. 8. Does anyone have any questions? Is this confusing?
No, these are teachers. They're very smart.
Okay, so then I'm gonna, I need to drop it off and go back home. So let me open my grippers, move backwards 5 centimeters, and then close my grippers again, and then I'm gonna go and be smart and use an AI navigation, and this is gonna move my robot, let's say road east. Okay, let's run this code, and we can watch this in the virtual. It's my tiger. Okay, So let's do
And some
this.
big lollies to pick up, Tiger.
Let's go and pick up the lollies. So open the grippers. And you should be able to see this in the side video as well. Will my code work? We need to have a side bet. Whoa. Okay, I've got the lollies. Taking them over to the shipping department. Whoops. Did I overshoot that? Oh, I just drove through a wall. Okay,
Wow.
I could improve my code. Oh, there's a big crane. Okay, reversing.
Just knocked everything off. I'll just pick it up because the chocolate's a bit heavy.
Okay, and you can see it's using an AI block to drive around the walls and drive home. Oh, thank you, Lydia. Yes, please take a screenshot and share on Facebook, socials, Twitter, whatever you've got.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
neat watching along with the app on a cell phone as well. Seeing all this move live from a world apart is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, what's amazing is like when a teacher comes along, so if somebody wants to have a second session, they can jump in and actually code the robots themselves across the internet. So,
And I think the beauty is it's not just a one person that actually sits in code the robot, because it can be very, with a lot of our robots, you just have your robot and you code it. But here, you can get a little bit advanced, and then if Bruce has done that, then I can go and do something else. So there's actually, lots of ways to work together.
I mean, here you've got the sensors, the distance sensors on the robot. So as I move it closer and further away, you get the real-time data. And you can save that to Excel or Google Sheets and then do graphing on it. So, Kai's Clan is like 5 different products all wrapped up in one.
Okay, so there's obviously lots more, but we're not going to cover that. What we really want to do, I'm going to hand back to Matt. We're going to do the live draw. Brianna, if you have a look on social media and choose who the winner is for us. And then, yeah, I think we've still got one more little surprise once Matt has spoken about the rest.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, while Brianna's working through the social media and getting all of our winners here. So yeah, I really like this, especially being in Texas. I know a lot of our educators in our school have a career forward thinking, so career pathways and CTE programs, specifically something like this warehouse. There's a lot of really cool ways to integrate this curriculum into certain career pathways for our students. So awesome. So actually, and it looks like Brianna has just messaged me the winner, and our winner actually just commented as well. So Hillary Miller is our winner of the Kai's Clan Start Pack. Congratulations, Hillary. All right, awesome. Hillary, I'm going to go ahead and send you a direct message with my email address. So after this session, go ahead and send me your shipping information. We'll make sure we get this out to you right away. So outstanding.
So Hillary, four little Kai guys are coming your way.
So congratulations, we really, but if you've missed out and you weren't that lucky, Matt can talk about the other products. And what we'll do is, if you do order a classroom kit in this month of March, then we'll actually throw in a free Create Mat. So that Create Mat is where you can play chess or do other games as well. And I think it's worth about $295. So yeah,
yes,
get ordering.
Yep, that's really exciting. I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time. So again, thank you so much, Bruce and Ronel. You guys are fantastic, fighting through the tsunami alerts and everything and sharing with all of our wonderful educators. We can't thank you enough for joining us. So everybody in attendance, if you're on social media and you're not already following Kai's Clan, please do so. You can see stuff like they showed you today and everything going on moving forward, as well as on their YouTube channel as well. There's a lot of really cool videos on there. So yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. So there's a few things that I want to share here, just kind of reiterating on what they talked about during their presentation. So multiplayer collaborative coding platform is what you get in Kai's Clan. So, and it's great. And as you've seen, all of us are in different parts of the world right now, and we're able to collaborate at the same time in the same app. So that is really important, especially I know in Texas, things are opening up quite a bit, but in other parts of the country, things are still pretty well closed down. So it's a good way to still collaborate no matter what level of school you're in now, whether you're in person, hybrid, or distance learning. The ability to toggle back and forth between Blockly and Python, so we can not only get our students started that might not have any coding background, all the way up to our most advanced coding students with Python as well, and using Kai's Clan lessons to get going as well. So as Ronel was speaking about here in just a minute, and I think I got a few things blocking my screen here. Hopefully these disappear here in a second. So how do you get the Kai's Clan products? So that's what we're here to help you with. So being Maker Maven, we are blessed enough to work with great people like Bruce and Ronel with Kai's Clan. So we can provide all of their wonderful products, all of their resources and curriculum to you and your students. So you can see the pricing here. I don't know if I can move this. I can. Look at that. All right. So, and as Ronel mentioned, so any attendee for the month of March that purchases a Kai's Clan classroom pack will get a free Create mat down there on the bottom right, which is, it's a free mat worth $295, and that's a heck of a deal. And they didn't have to offer that to us and for our attendees. So thank you so much, Bruce and Ronel, for showing your appreciation for our attendees showing up and giving them a little bit extra. So again, thank you so much. And please reach out to us and contact us. There's so many different ways to get a hold of us. We've plugged our social media throughout this entire presentation. You can go straight to our website at makermaven.net. You can email us at orders@makermaven.net if you're looking for quotes or other pricing questions, or you can call our toll-free number at 877-MAKER75, or if you don't feel like hunting and pecking through your keypad, that's 877-625-3775. And again, we're always here to help, whether it's free resources. We do free blog posts with free STEM challenges that are offered via email, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We also have our YouTube channel, which is pretty new, and we have the recordings to all of our webinar sessions hosted on our YouTube channel as well. So please feel free to check that out. So we're going to be taking a little break, as I know a lot of our schools are going to be going on spring break, and I know webinars are the last thing you want to do when you get your little bit of peace. So we'll be back on April 1st. So be on the lookout for when we announce our newest guest for our April 1st webinar. All right, so really that's about all I have for everybody today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Bruce and Ronel. Thank you, Brianna. It was a lot of fun. I get excited every time I see the steps that Kai's Clan takes to further what our educators and our students can do with their program and platform.
Thanks, Matt, and a big Kai five from us. And we're going to go and check out the tsunami. So get our swimming trunks on.
Right.
Yes, yeah. Please be safe. And we'll be thinking about all of you, and do whatever you need to do to be safe. And I'll send you the coordinates so Kai can drop off that chocolate for me later. So.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone, for attending.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
See you from New Zealand. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.